what's going on? This is Shaylin from Altcoin Buzz, here to do a review of carVertical, which is a really cool ICO which starts in 2 days' time. So what is carVertical? Well, carVertical is the first global and decentralized car history register which is built on blockchain technology. So they are based out of Lithuania and they're looking to solve some major problems out there in the automotive industry. So they're powered by Ethereum, the Bitcoin Foundation, Zeppelin, and Civic, and they are featured on some major publications such as BuzzFeed, IBM, Mogul, and all these other publications out here. So as I said, they're looking to solve some major problems out there in the automotive industry, and I'll just give you a quick overview of what they are. So really, if you're trying to find some information about a car's history publicly, there really is no public data. The information is scattered all over the place and there's very limited access for you to find anything. So even if you are able to find information, there's no really historical data, and if you are, there's very limited access out there. So there's no ability to share data between centralized databases. So what this means is that, let's just say you bought a car from Germany, but you live in Australia, you're really only going to get the information from Australia because the centralized databases don't share information between each other. So overall, car owners and buyers are not aware of the full history of the car. So you may be buying a car, thinking that, hey, look, I got a really cool bargain, and then some months down the line, you find out that it has a ton of problems and that you have been cheated, and now you are stuck with a piece of junk. Like, that would really suck. If you guys have a few minutes, I'd recommend you watch this video by Audacious, who really talks about this more in detail and his experience with having some problems while buying a car. So carVertical is looking to solve this major problems using blockchain-based solution, which gathers as much information as possible about the car's history from different databases such as Interpol, insurance, leasing, handling services, and so forth, and puts it all into one place via the blockchain register. So this means that all the data cannot be changed, faked, rewritten, or manipulated. This is as accurate and as transparent as possible. So this builds trust between the buyers and the sellers, essentially, and this is decentralized and publicly accessible by anyone. So any person who uses carVertical's program and products can be 100% sure that it has not been manipulated by any means. So this means that the mileage, the accidents reports, and so forth is as accurate as possible. So you may be wondering, I don't really buy cars or anything like that. Is this really such a big problem? Well, if we look at Forbes, for instance, they say that the automotive fraud still cheats US consumers out of $1 billion annually by exaggerating the value of used cars. ADAC says the German police has estimated that approximately every third car has been subject to automotive fraud. Only in Germany, this causes a yearly loss to almost 6 billion euros. So as you can see, guys, this is a billion-dollar problem, and if carVertical is able to solve this and streamline the process, this could really be something big out there in the future. So let's talk about the 5 products in their business model. So they have their wallet, of course, which is a mobile gateway to virtually manage your car. Then you have the report, which is a paid report where consumers get easy to read reports about their car. You have the whitelabel system, which is a paid franchise model solution for everyone who wants to run business to consumer car VIN checks and reporting business. So that's another way to make additional revenue out there. Then you have the API, which is the API solution for insurance leasing companies and claim handling services to get easy access about the car's history. And then you have the database, which is carVertical's blockchain register, where you can view the history of the car, which can be accessible by anyone for free, and this is only granted by trusted entities, which means that you're getting the most accurate information about it. So it's one thing to talk about it, but let's talk about really what their cash flow projection is. So after launching the ICO in 2018, they expect the revenue to be around 400,000 euros in 4 major markets, with 2 major products, which are the reports and the database. And as we go over the years, we can see how this increases. So by 2022, they expect the revenue to be 27.2 million euros in over 48 markets. with all of the 5 major products. So it's one thing to talk about it, but let's talk about what exactly we're getting into. So we have carVertical's wallet, which looks like this, so we can view the more information about the car that we are inquiring about. Over here we can view the menu, which shows the car's history, the insurance, and all other information about the car. And then from here we can view the offers inside of it, which is really cool. So if we click this, we can view carVertical's report. So here we can just enter the VIN code, but to save time we will just view a sample report. So as this loads, we can clearly see that this is a Maserati. It shows the VIN number, the model, and some other details about the car. But we really want to view more information about the car so we get the most accurate and transparent information out there. So as you can see, the odometer has been changed at approximately 75,000 kilometers. And this is done on April 10, 2014. It also shows that this car has been pulled out on the vehicle's stolen database in the Netherlands. So as you can see, the data has been shared between countries, so you are getting the most accurate information. We also have some vehicles report as to what exactly the vehicle looks. So if you were to buy this car and you're only seeing that, okay, this car looks really cool, it's a really cool bargain, but then you find out they say that, look, hey, this car has no accidents, and then you look over here and you see that they are accidents, they could really save you some money down the line. So this shows you the vehicle damage history as to when it happened, the country it happened, and a description, and exactly where the damage is. So we have the vehicle service history from its respected country and exactly what type of inspection it has had. So that's really cool out there. And then we have a more in-depth timeline. So as you can see, carVertical has started much earlier, way before the ICO. It started in July 2017. So they have really been fixated on the idea of solving this billion-dollar problem and have said to really continue even whether or not the ICO fails or not, because they believe in it so much. So right now we're at 2017 in December, and this is when the ICO starts. And by 2019 they effectively are expected to have, the development products and everything moving smoothly. So they have a massive team who's looking to solve a billion-dollar problem. So let's have a look at who's on the team. So we have Audracious, who's a co-founder and a full-stack engineer. We have Alex, who's a full-stack engineer. We have a lot of really smart people like blockchain engineers, system administrators, and back-end developers, and so forth. So not only do they have a really strong technical team, but they have a really strong advisory team. So these are people that have a lot of experience, with a lot of big companies out there. So they're looking to solve a massive solution. They have a lot of ambassadors out there to really push this product. So you can see that how this could really expand, and with that revenue logic that they have before of expanding into major markets, you can really see how this could be something insanely big. So let's have a look at their partners. So they have some really big partners such as Auto Plus, DigiNet, and all of these other people here. So you can clearly see these are some big companies out there. So the initiative is backed by the European Union, which is super cool that the European Union is actually backed by them. And the blog, they are constantly launching updates about this. So let's have a look more about the ICO. So the waves, so during the first wave, this is approximately 1,050 Ethereum. So they have 252 million carVertical tokens, and you will receive a 45% bonus. So you will effectively receive 365 million tokens. And as you can see, as the wave goes on, there are more and more Ethereum being raised. So you may be wondering, what is the total supply? Well, if we look at the total supply, the estimated value is 35,000 Ethereum at 100%, and we can just view how much percentage the ICO is taken, how much percentage the team's taken, and so forth. We'll be leaving a link below where you guys can view this more in detail. So yeah, moving back to carVertical's ICO. So they're constantly launching, information about the stages as to where carVertical is. So if we just have a look at the YouTube channel, we can see that Audacious is posting some videos about the development and the updates about carVertical, so we can see some development updates and the problems they are having. The main problems that carVertical is having right now is that there is a high Ethereum price, which means high transaction costs, which means that any interaction between the code gets more expensive. So they're looking to really streamline this and to make it more simplified. Not only that, so different data is coming from different places, such as the VIN number, for instance, which is giving conflicting numbers and between what is really the accurate information. So carVertical is having to manually add this via the data analyst, which means a lot of manual labor. But Audacious and his team are looking at more streamlined ways to implement data via processes and systematic systems to make this more streamlined. So overall, I think carVertical could really solve a billion-dollar problem out there, especially being in an ICO stage and having such amazing people behind them. We have people who have a lot of experience with some past businesses such as Audacious and so forth, and I think this could really solve a billion-dollar problem if everything goes well. They have a lot of knowledge with revenue logic as to how exactly they plan to scale in all the different markets and so forth, and this is a really big problem. As you can see, it's a billion-dollar problem. Forbes and all these other big publications are talking about it. So if you guys are interested in this, we'll leave a link below. I also recommend that you guys, check out the video above that I was talking about, which is this one, where Audacious talks about his experience with it. And follow them on their social networks and via their blog, where they are constantly updating, the users and people who are interested in their project about exactly where they are. So they're being very transparent with everything out there. And they're constantly posting updates on all of their social mediums. So I think that's really cool. carVertical is a new ICO, as I said, and I think if you guys are looking to change the world, carVertical is looking to do that. So have a look at the ICO. It starts in 2 days' time. And if you like the reviews which we are doing, be sure to hit that subscribe button below. And if you want to get more in-depth reports, and if you want to get notified as soon as we launch a video, be sure to hit that bell notification below. That way you'll be notified as soon as we drop a video. Alright, that's bye for me. I will catch you guys in the next video.